Genesis 5 tells the story of Adam's family. It reads like a family tree, a list of names and ages. This chapter is important because it connects the creation story to the later stories of Noah and Abraham. It shows how all people are connected, generation after generation. It's a reminder that families are important to God's story. They are the building blocks of history. This chapter carefully lists Adam's children and how long each person lived. People lived incredibly long lives in those days. Each person lived for hundreds of years, some even close to 1,000. But even though they lived such long lives, the chapter repeats the phrase, "and he died," many times. This constant reminder of death emphasizes that even a long life eventually ends. It shows us that life, no matter how long, is precious. We should value every moment. Genesis 5 is about more than just names and ages. It teaches us about God and His character. It shows that God keeps His promises. Even after Adam and Eve sinned, God didn't abandon them. He continued to bless their family and stay involved in their lives. This chapter acts as a bridge from the perfect world of the Garden of Eden to the imperfect world we live in now. It shows how sin entered the world and spread through generations. But it also shows that God never left humanity, even in our brokenness. The chapter begins with Adam. It reminds us that God created Adam in His own image. This means people are special creations. We are like God in some ways. We have the capacity to think, create, and reason. We can love and care for others. We can experience joy and sorrow. Even though sin changed the world and marred God's image in us, we still retain a reflection of that image. We are still capable of great things. We are still capable of reflecting God's love. The long lifespans described in Genesis 5 are interesting and raise many questions. Some scholars believe the world was physically different before the flood. Perhaps the air and food were purer, contributing to longer lives. Others believe the long lives are symbolic, representing the close relationship people had with God in the beginning. As time went on and sin spread, lifespans gradually shortened. This could symbolize the growing separation between humanity and God caused by sin. It shows the spiritual consequences of disobedience. The repeated mention of death in this chapter serves as a powerful reminder that life is short and fragile. We should use our time wisely. We should live in a way that honors God and reflects His love to others. We should strive to do good things and make a positive impact on the world. Death is a part of life, but it shouldn't be feared. It's a transition to the next stage of our existence. Genesis 5 is a simple chapter, but it contains profound truths. It teaches us about family, life, death, and the nature of God. It reminds us that we are all connected, both to each other and to God. We are all part of God's ongoing story. Even though we sin, God still loves us unconditionally. He has a plan for each of our lives, a purpose for our existence. This chapter offers hope. It shows that even in a broken and imperfect world, God is still working, still redeeming, still loving. This chapter serves as a bridge, connecting the beginning of the Bible to the unfolding narrative of salvation history. It shows how God's plan for humanity progresses through time. It reminds us that we are part of something much bigger than ourselves. We are part of God's family, His chosen people. Genesis 5 emphasizes the importance of the image of God in humanity. Even after the fall into sin, we still bear this image. This means we are still valuable in God's eyes. We can still do good in the world and bring glory to God. We can still reflect His love and goodness to those around us. We can still choose to live lives that honor Him. This chapter also illustrates how sin spreads like a disease, affecting not only the individual but also future generations. Adam and Eve's sin had far-reaching consequences, impacting their children and all who came after them. Sin is not just a personal problem, it's a communal problem. It affects the entire human family. But God, in His mercy, offers forgiveness and hope. He desires to heal us from the effects of sin and restore our broken relationship with Him. Genesis 5 is a foundational chapter in the Bible. It lays the groundwork for understanding the rest of the biblical narrative. It teaches us about God's unwavering love, His faithfulness to His promises, and His ultimate plan for the world. It reminds us that even in a broken world marred by sin, there is still hope for redemption and restoration. There is still hope for a future filled with God's love and grace. Before time was measured, a story began. Sacred Narratives brings that story to life. And what you hear today is only a fragment. Unlock the full experience on Spotify, audiobooks.com, Everand, Rakuten Kobo, B, and N Audiobooks. Tune in, Baker and Taylor, Bibliotheca, Overdrive, and the Sacred Narrative app. The full journey is waiting. Please like and subscribe.